Okay, so let's talk Rihanna then. What did you think of the halftime show, Ruthie?
Okay, guys, and I'm not a band. I'm very, very critical. You guys know this. I have a background in musical theater, performance, dance. My family's super musical. I have a sister at Juilliard. My dad's a former violet. Like, I am a musical person, and I'm very critical of these performances every year. And I will give the context of I've been to two Super Bowls. I've covered two Super Bowls, and I don't like. Those shows are made for TV. Like those show, like the Super Bowl shows are the audio is terrible in the stadiums, and the spectacle isn't as cool as it is on TV because it's so far away. So you don't even really get to see kind of what the choreography is and all those things. I thought Rihanna's performance last night was top 3 of my lifetime.
What?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought she did everything that was authentically her. And what she did, it was all about her, and she didn't have to do anything crazy. She played the bangers. She didn't need a crazy costume change. It was her songs. It was all about her, and she was completely herself, and I loved it. I loved the simplicity of it. And I think, like, when you are someone of her caliber who has kind of this mystique around her, especially right now, you could try and overdo it a little bit. And I just thought everything about it was so fantastic and so her. And maybe and like, I like Rihanna. I'm not like obsessed with Rihanna. She's not like one of my favorite artists, but like, I just thought everything about the performance was so fantastic. So fantastic. I'm very, very pleased.
Ruthie, she didn't move. She could have done that in a wheelchair.
She's pregnant.
But Ruthie, I've on social media, I've seen a pregnant lady power lift. I saw a pregnant lady run a half marathon. She sat on a box.
She's pregnant and suspended in the air. I mean, she was awesome. And I'm sorry, but she was dancing. Everyone was saying she didn't move. Like, she was dancing. She was doing the choreography. And I think she could have stood there the whole time, and she sounded great. I thought it was awesome. She didn't need to do much. That's my point.
Well, she didn't. So that's a good thing. Here, like, I thought it was fine. I thought it was so at the beginning, I thought it was boring. Then I kind of started to understand the vibe a little bit more, which was there's going to be no special guests. There's going to be no costume changes. There's, like, it's as minimal as a Super Bowl halftime show with floating stages can be and fireworks. Like, I understand the absurdity of what I'm saying, but for me, I like in a Super Bowl halftime show the special guests who come out. I like when there's a whole bunch of effects. I like when there's screaming fans around the stage, and they didn't even have that. So for me, it kind of just felt a little bit muted. And then I thought, well, maybe we'll actually give birth at the end. Maybe there is gonna be a huge surprise here at the end of the performance, and then it would be top 3. I still don't think it would eclipse Prince, but I do think it would be top 3 at that point if she actually gave birth on that stage, but she didn't. Top 3 of all time.
Let me tell you, my future brother-in-law is a stand-up comedian. His name's Jared Freed. He's phenomenal. Everyone check him out. He tweeted, "I'm waiting for the football to pop and it be the gender reveal," or something about, like, imagine if the football burst at the end of the show and it was like pink, like for the gender reveal. I thought that was pretty funny. Listen, I think there was so much, because she's kind of been in hiding, quote unquote. You felt like there was this mystique around her. Like, it was very mysterious of what was going to happen. And just her personality is so chill. Like, that's her shtick. Like, she didn't try and do what everyone else does at the Super Bowl. Like, she did her. And I respect that. Like, the Super Bowl asked Rihanna to come perform, and guess what? Like, she's going to be herself. And I just have so much respect for that. And I just thought it was very, very, I thought it was cool. And you know what I kind of like, and maybe I haven't done enough reading and follow up today, but there was no, political there's nothing political about it. There's no debate. There's no no one's mad about it. It was just art to me. And I just kind of, I don't know. I just liked that about it.
Yeah, it was very artsy, and I would say the engineers are the real MVP of that halftime show because
Totally.
those damn stages going up and down and all were amazing. So Ruth,
It's
in your
amazing.
mind, which is it's not, we can't downplay this moment, but last night's Super Bowl presentation, the worst part of it was the last minute and a half of the actual game.
Oh, yeah.
And they hit on
wild.
everything else.
Like that's not what you want to be if you're the NFL. You don't want the worst part of the entire night to be the actual end of the game.
The presentation. You guys are talking about the trophy ceremony?
No, the holding call at the end of the game. Crowder saying the commercials were there. You think the halftime show was top 3 of all time. The game was really good. And then the end of the game, the very moment that is supposed to be kind of the pinnacle of the entire night was the biggest letdown.
Yeah, it was. And that's why I think it was so disappointing because the game was so unbelievable up until that point. And I was like, we're going to get overtime. I'm thinking in my head, we might get, something, we might get more of this game. Who knows what could have happened, but at least we're looking for something, not that. And for it to come down to officiating, and there's been so much criticism about the way the league is officiated. And like I said, the Roger Goodell comment made me mad. So I just think all of it combined, it was so, for lack of a better term, deflating, for it to be like, oh, really? We're going to do this? So yeah, definitely disappointing. And I think there are going to be questions, Roger's going to get asked about that again. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they respond.
Solana, what did you think of Rihanna?
I kind of was leaning more towards you guys where it was just okay, but Ruthie sold me on simplicity, and she kind of sold me on, she just played her bangers. She went up there, she showed everybody, I'm not going to bring in the special effects, I'm not going to make it, some over-the-top artsy show to prove that I belong here. She went out there, she played all her hits, which I love. I'm a big Rihanna fan. And it was, I don't think it's top 3, Ruthie. I can't go with you that far, but I did enjoy it. And I agree with you where it was just simple. Pass me a mic. Yeah, I'm gonna play my bangers.
But why choose the Super Bowl halftime show to be simple? Like that. Like Michael Jackson did a Super Bowl halftime show. Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Right, Prince. Nobody does simple because it's the Super Bowl halftime show. So, to go the opposite direction, we're going to keep it super simple. That shows you how great I am. Makes me feel like you didn't care.
Huck, there's a difference between being simple and being boring. For me, Rihanna was Rihanna on the stage. And if I were to go see a Rihanna concert, that's what I would expect and that's what I would want to see. And she was like, that's what I'm going to do. And I just respect that. I have a tremendous amount of respect for her to go up there and say, this is me, and you guys like my song, so I'm going to play them for you, and I'm going to play them well.
Yeah, I mean, having the 90 James Bond henchmen dancing around and pumping their little hips in the air didn't do it for me either.
I thought those were marshmallows. What were those?
They were the snow level on James Bond video game. Those are the guys you have to fight. Yeah.
I think you might be right. Yeah, I mean, it's like the way that you're describing it, Solana and Ruthie, it's almost like, well, hey, we're going to bring out a cassette player. We're going to play her music over a loudspeaker because she's got bangers, so we'll just all listen to them together. You don't need to see anything. No. You've seen enough. You've watched enough Super Bowls. You've seen enough.
The way that Rihanna looked at me through the camera made me feel things that I've never felt for a woman before.
Right. It was like,
I respected it. I loved every second of it. I really did. I did keep asking myself, okay, is Drake going to come out? Is someone going to pop out of here? That would be insane. But she was just like, no, just me. It's going to be me. You wanted me. Here's me. And I have so much respect for that.
there were a couple opportunities. Like she played a Kanye song, and I feel like
Oh,
everybody did the
listen,
same
listen.
thing.
That
where they're
whole
like,
that whole
"No
stadium
way."
would have emptied out if Kanye came out there.
that
I would have
would've been-
turned on
that
the
would've been a
Puppy
no
Bowl,
for me.
and yeah,
When-
that would
when
have been a
she
big
started-
no.
Yeah.
There was two Kanye songs. She starts playing All the Lights. I said no. I feel like everybody in the world did the same thing. We're like,
Right?
no
Like,
way.
please no,
There's
please no,
there's no
please
way.
no, please
But then-
no.
There were opportunities. Like she played a song with Jay-Z that's super popular, Run This Town. She could have brought out Drake because
Yeah.
like half her songs are with Drake. But every time that she had that opportunity to bring somebody else out, she didn't. By the way,
Right.
maybe she had other choreography planned because she's been the Super Bowl halftime performer now. It was announced a couple months ago, and then she got pregnant and she just had to go away with all of it. Like I feel like that's being lost in this too, where she couldn't do
Right.
the show she wanted to do because she's not capable of doing it because she's pregnant. So she said, well, I'm not going to, give it to somebody else. I'll still do the show and I'll do it my way, which I respect, by the way, because Ruthie, I'm a musician too. I'm somebody who appreciates the arts.
He
of,
was in the
art
school
of
band,
music as
right?
well.
Weren't you in the school? Weren't you in the school band?
Well, don't downplay it. I was jazz band in 8th grade. So
Oh, jazz band.
Love it.
That's better.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I like the thing that got me is, again, I like the fact that it's over the top. I like the fact that the Super Bowl halftime shows are over the top. And the part that I kind of find to be the cutesy look at me Louie thing is if Solana, like, she knew before she went on stage yesterday that she was pregnant. Now, she may not have known when she agreed to do the Super Bowl, but she knew before that. She could have obviously released a statement. Rihanna is pregnant, by the way, so please understand she's, 4 months, 5 months along, whatever it is. Even that's a real cutesy, coy thing. I'm going to hold my belly, but I'm not really going to announce till afterwards when there's a whole bunch of internet conjecture. Like, all right. Okay. You got us, Rihanna. You got us.
I thought that was part of the surprise. That was her special guest, and I liked it.
Yeah. Well, if
I
the
don't
baby
care how
would
many
have appeared
babies
during
Rihanna
the thing. Right. I mean, like, what?
I don't care how many babies she gives birth to.
she's got
One
bangers,
special
though.
guest.
She's got
Give me one
bangers,
special.
though.
Give me one special guest. I can't get a special guest. It's the bleeping Super Bowl.
How many people can do that? Back to 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 back bangers. All of them. Every single one.
Oh my
Club
God.
bangers.
There's probably 3,000 artists right now that could do that.
Doubtful.
And most of them would move a little bit more than her.
You know your answer, Solana? Everybody else that did a halftime show in the Super Bowl. That's pretty much it.
Good
And
point.
everyone else. Everyone else. All right. There you go. Ruthie Polinsky from NBC6. I think we have learned a lot this afternoon. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ruthie.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.